Hello, and welcome to the next episode of the Shane Walsh podcast. So today is heading in towards after Christmas, and we are after Christmas when you are listening to this. It's before Christmas when I am recording this. So if you're listening to this, chances are you've enjoyed yourself, had a few more drinks, a bit more food, and unfortunately, a lot of us are going to be feeling that post-holiday guilt, that promise that next year, new year, new me, that this year will be the year. The diet starts on Monday. But I want you to kind of listen to this a little bit, right? So if you're someone who's been yo-yo dieting for years, so if you're on plan versus off plan, if you're good versus bad, if you've done all the slimming clubs, lost 10 pounds, put on 15 pounds, if you are binging, that's a sign that you are in that yo-yo dieting cycle. If you're perfect versus no hope, if you're reactive to the scales, exactly. If you're doing the same thing again that isn't working, that's giving you no results, and you're expecting the same results, we're going to completely flip the script right now. Instead of telling you what to do, I'm going to tell you exactly what not to do. Because sometimes the fastest way for people to learn is to tell them what not to do and to stop letting things that's kind of pulling them backwards. It's kind of like going back. A lot of the diets and things that people kind of go back to are like X's that people kind of go back to. They know they shouldn't be doing them, or they're not a great idea. But what happens is people tend to kind of go back to it because it's the easiest bit rather than resolve the other things that are kind of going on. So I'm going to give you a few lessons that I'm working with on clients and have worked with clients heading into Christmas. This year has been one of the proudest years of from a coaching perspective for myself, from my own ego point of view, in that every single one of my clients is heading into Christmas calm. Now, I'm not sure if that's down to because it's a little bit quieter for people going into Christmas, or if it's down to the level of coaching, but I'm going to say it's down to the level of coaching because we've worked so hard, and some of my clients have worked really, really hard, got uncomfortable with the stuff, and it's not just shouting out calorie deficit or count this or count that. It's a lot more deep rooted. So some of the things that I've spoken to my clients, and every single one of these will kind of resonate with one of my clients in some way, shape, or form. So rule number one that I'm going to say to you of what not to do when it comes to January is do not step on the scales until you are back in routine. Do not step on the scales until you are back into your routine. The scales are there. They're in the bathroom. They're looking at you right now. You want to know the damage. There's two outcomes when you step on the scales. I got away with this, or shite. They're the two responses that people will get. I know you want a starting point, but here's what's actually going to happen. You're going to step on, see a number that's higher than you'd like, and you're going to panic. That panic is going to send you spiraling into one of two directions: extreme restriction or complete surrender. Neither of those have served you and will serve you going forward. The truth is, the number on the scales right now, it's not real. It's water. It's a little bit more water retention from a little bit more carbs, a little bit more alcohol, a little bit more sodium from a little bit of the food. Digestion may have slowed down. It's not loads and loads of fat gain. But people will go into this and what they know, which is the restriction mode. Think your body's holding on to a little bit more water retention that may have been holding on to before. But what I want you to do is put the scales away. If you have had your Christmas dinner and you're reacting to the Christmas dinner right now and you've stepped on the scales on the 27th, 28th, 29th, whatever it might be, put the scales away. And people say, well, I need to know. You don't need to know. You want to know for control, but you're not in control if your next outcome or your next method is boom, restriction. That's not control. It's perceived to control because it's perceived control by trying to restrict the calories even further after overeating. And the method and the methodology that I've worked with clients is set a date where you get back into your routine, the 27th, 28th, 29th, whatever it works for you. This year is different, and when we head into 2026, that the 2nd is a Friday, the 5th is a Monday. So you're already 5 days into the year, and the kids are back to school on the 12th. So rather than focusing on what the scales is, why not focus on what you can control? Getting back into your eating regular routine, which is 3 meals, a couple of snacks. If you've been counting calories beforehand, just go back into your 1800 to 2000 calories or your 16 to 1800 calories. If you are at those, but if you go back into 1200 calories as a method of reflection or reaction after the scales, that's going to get you nowhere. No, it never has, never will. There's no point in doing endless amounts of cardio. There's no point in going for endless amounts of walks when you're not going to stick to it. Hydrate. Eat regular meals. Move if you want. The bloating will reduce after a few days. The number will be a far more accurate reflection of after a few days of going back into your routine. And you'll be in a much better headspace. Until you become less reactive to the scales, no change is going to happen for a long time. Do not let a meaningless number derail you before you've even started. The scales cannot derail anyone. If people go into the scale saying, if this number is up at this certain number, I am going to self-sabotage. If this number is down beyond this number, I'm going to self-sabotage. The number isn't the issue. It's giving it meaning. The scales doesn't derail anyone. It's what we make it mean. That's ultimately what the thing is. The rule number 2 is do not chase the shiny object, aka restriction. Every January, there's this new diet: keto, carnivore, intermittent fasting, juice cleanses, meal replacements. The list goes on. And all they promise is the same quick, meaningless, quick results, easy to follow. This time will be different. It won't. It's like me combing my hair and expecting my hair to grow back. It won't be different. But I want to ask you a deep question right now. How many times have you done this? How many Januaries have you started a restrictive diet, white-knuckled your way through it for a few weeks or months, then Valentine's is generally when people start to stop, then eventually burnt out, ended up right back where you were, started, or even worse. You may have put weight on over Christmas, and so be it. We probably all have, but that doesn't mean it's a moral failing. But restriction is not the solution. Restriction is what's causing the yo-yo dieting in the first place. When you drastically cut your calories or eliminate entire food groups, your brain wants those foods more. Your brain wants those more foods. And when you want those foods more and when you have them, you think it's a moral failing. And then we binge. The guilt, the weight gain, the body image, those things spiral. So what to do instead? Stop chasing the opposite. Stop chasing the extreme. The middle ground isn't sexy, but it's what changes people. Weight loss will take longer than you want. That's an unfortunate answer that you're not going to like. If restriction got you here, the answer isn't more restriction, it's balance. And it's finding what that means. There will be times where you'll be able to go tick, 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 tick. Life event, tick, 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 tick. But what most people will be Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, tick, tick, tick. Life gets really busy, spiral, Monday back into it, restrict, spiral again. That's exactly what will happen. You need to learn how to eat in a way that's sustainable, enjoyable, and doesn't leave you feeling deprived. It's boring. It's not sexy, but what works. And that's why I have the female fat loss program, to teach you this exact thing. So do not go for another restrictive diet. It will not work, has not led you to where you want to go so far. It's like being on a roundabout and not getting off it, expecting yourself to get to your journey. Number 3, do not follow accounts like the supermarket ones, the ones that are talking in extremes around food. Look at your social media feed. Make this the year that you actually take control of your social media feed. Like those what I eat in a day posts. What I eat in a day posts aren't going to help you to stop yo-yo dieting. Isn't going to help you to lose weight. Following the people in the supermarkets, doing calorie swaps. I've never heard those solve the solution. Don't get me wrong, there's some handy, yummy recipes, but there's also this element of you have to have protein in every single meal, and it rams down your throat, and then you feel guilty for not being able to do to it. Because 1, you might not have the budget for it, but also 2, it takes so much effort and pressure on you. Those accounts are not helping your relationship with food. They're a wellness trend. They're keeping you in consumer mode, constantly thinking about food, constantly feeling tired, being the next solution. If those accounts that are walking around supermarkets pointing at foods actually helped and actually worked, things will be different for you right now. Now, I'm not blaming you, I'm not blaming them, but there's a middle ground between the two. You need to unfollow any account right now that isn't adding to your life. All of them. We don't need more recipe ideas. We don't. I will fight anyone on that. We need to look at new trusted sources. Someone who's not necessarily trying to ram an ideology or a trend down your throat. Your mental environment matters much more than your physical one. When the mental barriers break, and when you look after the 6 inches between your two ears, that's what changes. The mental weight needs to leave the building first before the physical weight can change. And the thing that we also need to look at is number 4 is about the 5 F's. The 5 F's are fitness, fun, family, fitness, and focus, or finance and focus. People will set goals, but they set unrealistic goals. I actually think this is something I've changed my mind on. When you set goals for yourself, you shouldn't be hitting all of them. Some of them you shouldn't be hitting. If you've hit all of them by the first 3 or 4 months in the year, it's probably giving you feedback right now that they probably weren't big enough in the first place. So look at your life. Not just your body. Look at the goals. What's a good goal for you for fitness? It could be do a couch to 5K. It could be do your first high rocks. It could be go to the gym twice a week over the course of the year. One of the things I was talking to one of my clients recently was she's kind of signed up to a new gym, and she signed up in December ahead of January. And she was weighing it up and talking about it for a couple of weeks. And then she messaged me saying, I got my first 2 sessions in December and I feel so much better. I've got over that fear. Now, don't get me wrong. She's also said that was another bigger win that she never expected was her son is actually going to the gym with her now. He's seeing mom do something and he wants to go to the gym with her, which is huge. Because what we do, that environment may not have been there for us, but that environment can be created for the next generation. So look at fitness goal. The way I broke up a fitness goal last week in 2025 was over the course of a year, I want to get 3 gym sessions in on average a week. There'll be some weeks where I get 2. There'll be some weeks I get 4. So by the end of the year, you want to tick off that magic number of quick maths. Excuse my maths. You want to hit 156 gym sessions across the year. And you tick them off. There'll be weeks that you hit 2, there'll be weeks you hit 4. But it breaks it up a little bit easier. Now, your goal could be just to go for 1. Your goal could be just go for 2. But if you break it up to 2, you're hitting 104 gym sessions across the year. Rather than saying I'm going to go 6 times every single week in January, you're going, no, I'm going to hit 2 sessions this week. 2 sessions. And there will be times life ramps up, you're on holidays, you've got a trip away with your partner or the girls, the family, whatever it might be. But break your fitness goal into that rather than saying it's about weight loss. Because if that's a byproduct, great. And make it measurable. Make it achievable. And tick it off and look at it every month. So after the first month in January, have you hit 8 sessions? Great, I've hit 8. February, I actually only hit 7. But I'm not going to go kamikaze here. I'm going to go 8 again in March. 8 again in April. Again. So look at your fun. Are you making time for fun? Have you got trips away? Have you got stuff booked in with your family, your friends, your partner, etc.? Look at how many date nights you want to have. Look at how many trips away you want to have. So it could be a goal of, I'm going to put 50 quid each month away into a pot. By the end of the year, I'm going to have 2,600 euro. No, that's completely wrong. That is completely wrong. You're going to have 600 quid as a kitty for yourself to go and invest and enjoy yourself. Or you could put that into a vault on Revolut and you'll get about 1.5% on it. So you're getting money while it's working for you. Make little goals of little things that you want to do. So the first quarter, you want to book a trip away. You want to book a holiday away. You want to go out you want to try a new meal. You want to try a new restaurant each month. Look at also your family goals. Have you got a family holiday you want to go on? Is it that you're going to have a dinner night once a month where you're going to have people over? Are you going to host Christmas this year? Those kind of things. Finance. Look at the things that you could do and save and say, right, rather than say I need to save €6,000 across the year, could you put €10 into an account every week or every month? And then you'd be like, all right, I got 600 quid by the end of the year, and that could be paying for something towards Christmas, towards something for yourself. Now, I also know that that might not be possible for everyone. That some people are literally fighting for every penny. But I look at it from a place of, if you put in, I know one of my clients was telling me about that they put in something like 20 or 30 quid a week into an account for Christmas for their family, so that now Christmas is happening, they know when they're kind of going to October, November, when they start looking at their presents, they have that fund there, so they're not scrounging. They've made mistakes in the past, but they've kind of looked at it that way. And over time, it builds up. And it's really, really helpful for that. So it's really, really important that you have those goals. Look at your mindset one. Is it that you're going to improve your relationship with food? Is it that you're going to go to therapy? Is it that you're looking to work with a coach? Is it working on meditation? Is it yoga, walking, something for your mental health? Is it that your first goal is just to book a call in with a therapist, or to book a call to reach out for that coach? So these are the 4 things of what not to do. So that last goal is, don't be over exaggerating on your actual goal setting, but make them measurable. Check in on them each week, each month, or whatever it might be, reflective. Fitness, finance, focus, family, and fun. Set one for each of those. I have a whiteboard here right in front of me, and I tick them off as I kind of go along. But if I'm hitting them all every single year, I haven't hit all my goals this year. There's 2 goals I have not hit this year. And I know why. They weren't big enough. They weren't strong enough. They were the 2 bit. They weren't big enough whys for me. So I didn't put enough attention into those. So what not to do? Don't step on the scales until you're back into routine. Don't chase the shiny object syndrome. Unfollow those supermarket assholes accounts. Yes, I'm going to say assholes. And set goals using the 5 Fs. Do something different, not another extreme diet. You've got this. You don't need to be perfect at all. If perfection was working, you'd be where you want to be. So, last time I'm going to say this, the Female Fat Loss Program is starting up on the 12th of January. The early bird price is €99 rather than €149. 8 weeks of coaching, tailored nutrition, tailored training for home or the gym, or whatever it might be. You can do your own training as well. Tailored nutritional guidance, weekly check-ins, a group of like-minded heroes, weekly education videos, and a coach who has helped thousands of people in the same position. So if you're interested, click the link on the show notes, or pop me a DM if you have any queries. Spaces have nearly filled up already, which I am so grateful for. So €99 for 8 weeks of coaching, and you also get a one-to-one call with me towards the end of the program. €99 for 8 weeks of coaching compared to €149. So if you're interested, click the link to the show notes, book your spot, reserve your spot. If you have any queries at all, let me know. But thank you so much for listening, and I hope you had an amazing Christmas, and I will see you in the new year.